Hello, everyone, and welcome to UC Berkeley in this virtual space. We are so excited to have you here today. We're going to keep letting everyone trickle in, but we hope everyone has had an amazing Sunday or potentially Monday, depending on where you're joining us in the world. But we hope everyone has been having an amazing day and is super excited to get this virtual campus tour started. And so, yeah, I think about everyone's trickled in, so we will get moving along. So, welcome to Berkeley. Before we start this virtual campus tour, we want to get a sense of the crowd of everyone who's in here. So, we're going to put up a poll right now, and we're asking, what type of visitor are you? And so, this poll is going to come up in a second. And there it is. So please fill that out. Let us know what type of visitor you are. Are you an admitted student or family member? Are you a waitlisted student or family member? Community college student, high school student, middle school student, school teacher, counselor, alumni, or something else? And as everyone keeps coming in, we're at about 82% participation. Let's try to get a little bit higher. Fill in that poll really quickly, everyone. Perfect. We'll cap it where we are now and we'll share the results with everyone. And so, yeah, we have majority admitted students. So, congratulations, everyone who is an admitted student or family member. About 58% of you fall into that category. We've got 2% waitlisted students. So, fingers crossed that you get off that waitlist, but we're still happy to have you here. One community college student, and then a large group of high school students, so prospective Berkeley Bears. That's all great to hear. We'll move along to go over the schedule of events for today's virtual campus tour. So this is a 45-minute presentation, and you can type any question that you have into our Q&A feature. We've got a bunch of campus ambassadors on the back end ready to answer your questions in that Q&A feature. We have a few more interactive polls that you'll see. And then also these virtual visit recordings are available on our website. So if you want to see more, you can find them on YouTube and our website. This is going to be a campus overview with student perspectives. There will be no admissions or financial aid info. Those are both separate presentations. And then we'll end with a live Q&A. So we'll have 15 minutes of live Q&A where you can ask both of our front-facing tour guides any questions that you have, and those will be answered live. But again, put your questions into that Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen throughout the entire tour. There will be ambassadors answering those the entire time. And with that, I will hand it over to our amazing tour guides to get us started.
Hi everyone. My name is Hannah. I use she, her pronouns. I am from Alameda, so super close by, just a short 20-minute drive from here. Um, and I am a first year studying nutrition and metabolic biology. It really just feels like yesterday I was opening up these college decisions, so these emotions, this experience is really fresh in my mind. Um, and as for my involvement on campus, besides being a campus ambassador, I am a part of the Berkeley Tennis Association, which is just a recreational tennis club. I'm also part of Cal Habitat for Humanity, which is a community service-based club, and also the Blood Pressure Project, which is where you can volunteer and offer free blood pressure screenings for our students here on campus and also the community beyond. Yeah, and I'll pass it on to my co-tour guide.
Hi everyone, I'm Kail. Um, I'm also going to be your tour guide for today. My pronouns are he and him. My hometown is Murrieta, California, which is down in Southern California, about an hour up from San Diego. I'm a third year here studying economics and psychology. Some things I'm involved in here at Berkeley, I actually work for the admissions office as an advisor. I also tutor calculus for the student athletes here at Berkeley, and I'm pretty involved in like the entrepreneurship space here at Berkeley, which is pretty big. I entered for Skydeck, which is our startup accelerator here at Berkeley, and yeah, that's what I do outside of being a tour guide. So, yeah, just keep on going to the next slide.
Okay, so today on this tour, we'll be covering some of UC Berkeley's history and culture, our academics, housing and dining, health and safety, student resources, student life, athletics, and the libraries and research.
All right, so let's start with campus history. Yeah. So Berkeley was founded in 1868. We're the first University of California campus, and we go by UC Berkeley or Cal. Those are all interchangeable. Yeah, so like I might be saying like Berkeley and Cal like interchangeably. They just mean the same thing. Cal is just short for University of California, which is it's just a nickname that we've had since like the 1800s, like since we've been founded. And Berkeley, well, that's just short for UC Berkeley, right? Our mascot here at Berkeley are the Golden Bears, specifically Oski the Golden Bear, which is the person that, well, the bear that you see on the left hand, like the upper left hand corner, that image with the everlasting smile. Yeah, that's Oski the Golden Bear. If you ever come to campus, definitely recommend you guys like say hi to Oski. He's a very friendly fella, and yeah, I'm very happy to have gotten to meet him personally. Um, we have a very diverse student body. We have 33,070 undergraduate students and 12,812 graduate students. So it is definitely a large public university setting. And you'll find people from all over the world, all over every types of walk of life. Yeah, and it's quite a pleasure to be exposed to so many different types of people here. Some famous campus landmarks that we have here at Berkeley. If I can put your attention to the upper right-hand corner with the panorama, that is Sather Tower or the Campanile. The Campanile is our most iconic landmark here on campus. Probably if you look up like a Google photo of UC Berkeley, the first thing you'll see is our clock and bell tower, the Campanile. It stands at it stands at 307 feet tall. It is the second tallest freestanding clock and bell tower, university clock and bell tower in the world, and it's quite marvelous at the top. Very beautiful sights. If you go to the top, there is an observation deck, so you could actually see a 360-degree view of the entire Bay Area. You could see stuff like the San Francisco skyline, the Berkeley Hills, the actual bay, Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz. It is truly like a view that you will not get bored of. It's fantastic. Our oldest building on campus is the building on your lower left corner. That's South Hall. It's like that brick-looking, brownish looking building. Yeah, that is our oldest building, South Hall. It is used for our our School of Information, which is kind of our like cybersecurity, data science master's program school. Um, yeah, and it's definitely a great building. It was built in 1873, and it's still around today. And then last landmark I want to pull your attention to is the lower right corner, which is Sather Gates. That is our main gate on campus. It might look kind of familiar to you guys if you've watched Monsters University, because we actually because Monsters University is actually modeled after UC Berkeley, since the Pixar animation studios are three-ish miles away. So it was like a natural choice for the Pixar team to come and model it after us. All right, so that's a bit about the landmarks and history. Let's move on to our campus culture.
Yeah, so as far as our campus culture goes, you can describe it as a community of change makers. So students here have a lot of passion for whatever they do, no matter what you're studying or what field you're interested in. We all share a goal of making some kind of impact on this world and creating a positive change. So This kind of started with our history of activism here on campus, like the free speech movement, which you can see on the image on the top right. This was in the 1960s, and it gave students the right to participate in like political activity here on campus and speak freely about any issues that they cared about, to also share with others here on campus. And this was only granted after a series of protests, rallies, and sit-ins. So yeah, this was not only a pivotal moment for our college, but colleges across the country, and it has really shaped UC Berkeley into the school that it is today. Students and faculty also have an entrepreneurial mindset. We're challenged to think outside of the box and challenge the status quo. It's not really uncommon to meet people who are starting their own business or developing a product. And as I meet more and more people here on campus, I'm honestly so amazed by the different actions people are taking and feel inspired by my own peers. Um, there's lots of stuff going on campus all the time, like research and innovation, and I think students can really find a place in this area to learn and grow. As for the student school community, we have a lot of spirit and pride. If you walk around Berkeley, especially during a football game, you'll see lots of people wearing Cal merch, showing off their blue and gold. But even on a normal day, you'll see lots of students wearing some kind of UC Berkeley hoodie or sweater, because we're so proud of the school that we attend. And we also have many campus traditions around here. A notable one is the 4.0 Hill. And this is where students will roll down the faculty glade at the beginning of a semester in hopes to secure a 4.0. So, especially during the fall semester, you'll see lots of first years rolling down this hill. There's also another interesting tradition surrounding our campus seal. Yeah, and they say like if you step on the seal, you're doomed to never get a 4.0 here at UC Berkeley. And lots of students take that very seriously here. So lots of fun traditions, especially around grades and academics here and there. UC Berkeley also has a very welcoming and diverse community. I think, especially as a first year, I was really nervous about finding a place here on campus, but it came a lot easier than I had expected because people here are just so open-minded, welcoming, and supportive.
Yeah. I just want to also like add a little bit onto my own experience being here at Berkeley. Um, so like my roommates and I have also gotten pretty like involved with entrepreneurship and like trying to like create our own products as well. Like for example, like I am working with like a Berkeley alumni that works at Apple. So he graduated like last year. So he's honestly he's a pretty cool guy. And then we developed a app, um, just basically like a mental wellness app. And then that's kind of like what like kind of like my side hustle, on the side from being like a Berkeley student. And then my roommates as well, like they're working on like creating some sort of like rice straw, just to make something more sustainable. And he's working on trying to get that more widespread around the Berkeley area at the moment. So it's nice to be in like a area or like just like on a campus with such driven and passionate people. Really, like you could just walk to anyone around campus and just like learn about their story and like what they're passionate about, and it's really like a beautiful thing, and that's one of my favorite things of being like a Berkeley student, like specifically. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next slide. So we're going to talk about the undergraduate colleges here at Berkeley. There's 6 undergraduate colleges here. Um, so there's the first one I want to talk about is the College of Letters and Science. This has 70% of the undergraduate population here at Berkeley, and it's honestly has like most type of majors here at Berkeley, right? It ranges from like the mathematics major, economics, psychology, to like the arts, such as like art practice and art history, to English, to languages like Spanish, French, even to like hard, like like STEM oriented classes like physics or like astrophysics. Letters just means like humanities and science. Well, that means science. So like that kind of is where the name comes from, right? Um, the second college is the Rouser College of Natural Resources. That is kind of like our environmental school here at Berkeley. This is where you're going to find like your environmental science and like environmental economics majors. The third one I want to talk about is environmental design college, which is our architecture school and urban studies. Then there's College of Chemistry, which I think is kind of self-explanatory in the name. It is our chemistry school. College of Engineering, same thing. It is also it is about engineering. And the newest school is the College of Computing, Data Science, and Society, or CDSS for short. That is opening up like this year. That is where our computer science, data science, and statistics programs are going to be held at. And if you are going into a business major, you will be put into the Haas School of Business. There's also the School of Education as well if you're interested in going to education. Cool. Yeah, and we also have a poll coming up. We're just wondering, what are you interested in? So yeah, please go ahead and fill that out for us, just so we can all see like what's going on here in this virtual tour. So we have about 48% of the people here. Could we try to get more of our more participation? Let's try to keep on going. All right. But right now, it seems to be like 29% of the people watching are interested in the social sciences. So yeah, represent right here. I'm a econ and psych major, so definitely social science. Then it looks like we have 24% environmental science, 24% bio, which is pretty cool. And then 20% the physical sciences, 20% business, and we got some engineering and chem folks. Oh, and some architecture folks as well. Awesome. Looks like we have a pretty diverse crowd of interests. Okay, so I just shared that result. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and get on to the next slide.
Okay, so our first undergraduate college will be going a little bit more in depth on the College of Letters and Science. This is the largest undergraduate college with 3 and 4 students belonging to this college. And many of your interests probably actually fall into this college. It has more than 65 majors, including economics, molecular and cell biology, political science, sociology, applied mathematics, cognitive science, legal studies, English, and so many more. For those who might not exactly know what they want to study or do in college yet, this might be a good option because of its flexibility in deciding or switching between majors. And students in this college actually come in undeclared. Something unique about this college is that you're required to take 7 um, breath course requirements, which allows students to really explore and obtain a broader perspective. Yeah, explore different disciplines and make interdisciplinary connections. And on the bottom right of your screen, you can see an image of Dwinell Hall, which is the home to this college.
Yeah, awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next college. Yeah, our second college is the Rouser College of Natural Resources. It is one of our first founding colleges here at Berkeley. It has 9 majors, which includes molecular, environmental biology, society, environment, environmental economics and policy, conservation, resources studies, and genetics and plant biology. So if you look at our pictures, like um, a lot of our folks at the College of Natural Resources get into like field studies. So you could probably see that somewhere in your upper left picture right there, where you see 4 people like going around restoring Strawberry Creek. You could also see um, the upper right picture. That is also some plant biology resources research going on. So yeah, a really cool thing about the College of Natural Sources is that there's a program where they actually like match you up with like a professor. I think it's called Spur, and then you could actually do some like research with them on like some sort of topic of interest, which is pretty awesome. That's also like an advantage of going to like this college in particular because it is one of our smaller colleges here at Berkeley. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next college.
Okay, so the third college we'll be talking about is the College of Environmental Design. And this is also one of our smaller colleges. It's actually the smallest, and it has only about 650 students. So it provides a much smaller community feel on the much larger Berkeley campus. And the four majors include architecture, landscape architecture, urban studies, and sustainable environmental design. You can see images on your screen of Bower-Worcester Hall to the right, which houses this college. And it was built in a brutalist style, so it has this finished, unfinished look to encourage students to experiment with their own style and expression. And a notable alumni is Irving Morrow, who was actually the designer of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Awesome. Moving on to the next college is our College of Chemistry. There's about 1,000 students in our College of Chemistry. Yeah, College of Chemistry has everything to do with chemistry. So kind of explains our majors that we have here. So there's chemistry, chemical engineering, and chemical biology. Yeah, please keep note if you're interested in chemical engineering, it is in the chemistry school and not our college of not our College of Engineering. So our chemistry faculty and our College of Chemistry is well renowned all over the world. It's led to the discovery of 16 elements like berkelium and californium. Probably if you've seen people walk around the Berkeley campus, or if you do come to the Berkeley campus and check it out, you'll probably see some people wearing like a BK sweatshirt or like a CF sweatshirt. Um, so that BK is berkelium and CF is californium, which are two elements that were discovered here at Berkeley, at UC Berkeley in particular, by our faculty. So yeah, we have a long tradition in innovation and discovery in the field of chemistry. Yeah, so it's pretty awesome to be learning in this type of environment. All right, let's go ahead and keep going to the next slide.
Okay. Something I actually want to mention before we move on to the College of Engineering is that we encourage you to apply directly to a specific major if you're interested in the College of Chemistry, the College of Engineering, the College of Computing, Data Science, and Society, because there aren't as many undeclared spots available, and these colleges are also a bit more competitive in comparison to the others. So it's also advised because it could be difficult to transfer into these colleges later after you've been admitted. But yeah, moving on to the College of Engineering. This is also another one of our founding colleges, and it has 11 majors, including electrical engineering and computer science, mechanical engineering, bioengineering, civil engineering, aerospace engineering, industrial engineering, and operations research. So basically, like every engineering under the sun. And the College of Engineering is one of our more prestigious programs, and it's ranked in the top 3 nationally for undergraduate and graduate programs. And another fun fact is one of our alumni, Steve Wozniak, is the co-founder of Apple.
Yep. Let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. Let's go ahead and keep. Oh, I just want to mention like our engineering programs are hands-on. If you see the pictures on the right-hand corner, you could see that's our Jacobs Hall. Jacobs Hall, and anyone can actually go in there, and essentially you'll have access to like woodworking, 3D printing, a whole bunch of different stuff so you can like create your own like projects while you're here at Berkeley. So like that's open to every major. Jacobs Hall is associated with the College of Engineering, but anyone can get into that. But it is definitely the most common used by our engineers here at Berkeley, simply because they want to take advantage of what's available. Let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. Cool. This is our last college in the Berkeley campus. It's the College of Computing, Data Science, and Society, CDSS for short. It is our first new college at Berkeley in over 50 years. So yeah, it is quite a recent thing. We have 3 majors here. The computer science major, it is a BA. There's the data science major and the statistics major. 1,500 students graduated with a degree in these majors in spring 2023. That's just kind of giving you like a little bit of background of like how many people are within these 3 majors. But yeah, it is just starting in 2025. Yeah, so if you're curious what our new building will look like, it's called the Gateway. It's going to be in the northwest portion of campus. It is that upper right hand image, and that is our going to be the home of our Computing, Data Science, and Society undergraduate college. Cool. Let's keep on going.
Okay, next is the undergraduate pathway that you could take with the Haas School of Business, one of our graduate schools. So if you're going in or coming in from being a high school senior, there are a few different programs for you. For example, we have the Speaker Undergraduate Business Program, and this is a 4-year business degree. So you'll come in as a business administration major. We also have the Global Management Program, where you'll be spending your summer before your first fall semester in Berkeley, and then later studying in London during the fall semester that follows. There is also the MET program, which stands for Management, Entrepreneurship, and Technology. And through this program, you can get a dual degree from one from the College of Engineering and the other from the Haas School of Business. For our continuing students, we offer a 2-year business major, and there's also LSBE, which is a combination of our business and biology program, and MET is also offered here as well. And then as for our transfers, the 2-year business major is also available. And to the right, you can see pictures of the Haas School of Business. It's honestly one of my favorite parts of campus to walk through. It's super beautiful. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. We're going to move on to the next slide. Yep, cool. So I just want to do a quick rundown of our graduate schools here, even though like I know most of us are looking at undergrad, but I think it's just good stuff to know. But remember, the Haas School of Business is one of our graduate schools. It just happens to have an undergraduate pathway and degree available. So there's the School of Education, School of Information, which is held in our oldest school, our South Hall, which is on the lower right corner, which has our cybersecurity and data science masters and programs. Berkeley Law, which is the school on the upper right image right there. There's the School of Social Welfare, School of Optometry. I love shouting out our School of Optometry simply because they do have like $10 eye exams, which is pretty epic, I'd say. So if you are in the area or a student, definitely take advantage of that. There's the School of Journalism, School of Public Health, and the Goldman School of Public Policy. Yep. And note that the other colleges that we've mentioned before, they also offer graduate degrees. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and move on.
Okay, so now we're going to switch gears and talk about housing and dining. So I think living on campus, living on campus is one of the best ways to connect with other students, especially as a first year. And about 96% of our first years live in a university residence hall, and you have the option to live in a double, triple suite. We also offer theme programs, so this gives students the option to apply to live with other students who share similar academic interests or identity. For example, we have the Bloom Asian American Community Program, which is designed for students who are interested in Asian American culture and history. For new incoming first years as well as incoming transfers, everyone is guaranteed housing provided that they apply by the deadline and also put any room size, any location as their last choice. These are very important to remember when you fill out your housing application. So apply by the deadline, any room size, any location. But even though you are guaranteed housing, you're not required to live on campus. If you live close by enough, you could also commute. And you can actually see some of our residence halls here on your screen. On the top left is Unit 1. You can also see a standard room right below that. Um, and everyone who lives in a dorm on campus must also have some kind of meal plan, and this comes with meal swipes and flex dollars. Kind of think of as Berkeley currency. You can use these at the dining halls, which offer variety of food. The menu changes daily, and they're always able to accommodate to students' dietary restrictions. You can see a photo of one of our dining halls on the top right. It's our Clark Kerr dining hall. And for our transfers and continuing students, there's also some options to consider for housing, such as the Helen Diller Anchor House, which is one of our newer residence halls. We also have the university dorms and apartments kind of sprinkled throughout the city. We have other campus affiliated housing, some private off-campus housing, as well as Greek housing. So about 12% of our students participate in Greek life. So many end up living in their sorority or fraternity houses after their first year.
Yep. I also just want to mention and add on that if you scan that QR code on your screen, that should lead you to our virtual Berkeley housing tour, which you could do at home as well. So yeah, definitely, you should definitely scan that QR code, and that way you can learn a little bit more about the housing and dining experience here at Berkeley. I definitely had a great time in the dormitories. I lived there my first year, and I got to meet my current roommates right now, who are actually all international students, which is pretty awesome. I have a roommate from the UK, another one from Singapore, and two from India. And yeah, I grew up here in the SoCal in the US, so definitely quite a interesting and very mind-opening experience. So I would definitely recommend that you stay in the dorms. You'll probably meet some of your um, best friends there. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. Cool. Health and safety. So let's talk a little bit about that. Every student will get the student health insurance plan by default. Um, yeah. Oh, yeah. We also have a poll coming up. Just asking like where are you guys joining from? Just curious about that. Looks like there's a bunch of people from everywhere, which is pretty awesome to see. Um, Looks like the leading one is the Eastern time zone. Okay, Eastern time zone. So maybe we got some East Coasters around here, which is awesome. Um, Glad to have you guys around here. We also got some SoCal people. So, yep, SoCal is represented by me here. This is awesome. We got some Central Time Zone people as well, and NorCal and International, Central California, and some people in the Mountain Time Zone. Anyways, welcome, and glad to have you here. Cool. So that should be good with the poll. All right. Back to what I was saying about the student health insurance plan, every student will get that by default. If you have your own health insurance plan, then you can always waive that and use your own. We accept basically any health insurance in any of our medical facilities here at Berkeley. There is an urgent care and primary care physicians here, a pharmacy, referrals, and all that sort of stuff. So if something does happen, you can definitely use that. Um, we have the counseling and psychological services, which is pretty awesome. You are able to get same day or next day appointments with them. Definitely recommend that you guys use them if you are a student here. Definitely very convenient for you and very useful. Um, and through the counseling and psychological services, they have the Path to Care initiative as well. There's the optometry eye center, which I talked about, which gives $10 eye exams. And we have a bunch of like stress relief programs that happen throughout the year, like Pause for Mental Health, where we bring in dogs just for students to pets. And also one of my favorite campus traditions is Llama Palooza, which is like we bring in llamas. I don't know how many llamas, but a lot of llamas, and we bring them into the central portion of our campus, like the glade, which is like a grass patch, and students are just able to pat them and like brush them, which is pretty cool, and take pictures with the llamas, like you see that girl doing with the llama in the upper right hand corner. Definitely one of the things I look forward to. It happens like around finals time. Okay, let's keep going.
And we also have many safety resources here on campus. UCPD is actually located right here, so it's super accessible. It stands for University of California Police Department. It's basically our own police department. And one way you can access direct communication with UCPD or to 911 is by using one of our blue light poles. And there's hundreds of them spread out throughout campus, so very accessible as well. We also have the Warn Me system, which is an alert service that sends messages via text or email. And this is for more urgent or immediate threats to your health and safety. So, for example, last semester there was a false alarm tsunami warning, and that ended up coming through our Warn Me system. And parents and family members are also able to access this as well. We also have a system called SafeWalk, and with the number on the back of your student ID or by downloading an app, students can get escorted from one place to another by a trained, uniformed, and equipped student employee. And yeah, you can see a photo of some of our student employees here on the screen on the bottom left. And it operates all year round from like sunset to 2:30 a.m. So if you're feeling uncomfortable walking back to your dorms, for example, after studying late at night in a library, SafeWalk is a great option to utilize. We also have a night safety shuttle, which provides nighttime transit to and from campus. It also just operates as a normal shuttle throughout the day. But yeah, if you don't feel like walking at night, it's another great resource to utilize. And you can see one at the bottom right over there.
Awesome. Let's move on to the next slide. Some student resources for you guys. Okay. Yeah, student resources. We have the Center for Educational Justice and Community Engagement, basically lots of support groups and initiatives for people of like different backgrounds, such as our gender equity, for our LGBTQ students, and like different underrepresented communities as well, such as our African American and Latinx communities. If you want to get in student government, there's the Associate Students of the University of California, or ASUC. We also offer the Transfer Student Center if you're a transfer, and we have a center for undocumented students as well. It is located in our Cesar Chavez Student Center, which is that building on your upper right corner. We have different support and equity programs, such as the Disabled Student Program, where they can give you accommodations for classes if you have a disability. Also, if you have issues securing food due to various reasons, there's a basic needs center where they can give you, which has like a food pantry for people to come in and eat if that is something that is needed.
And now a little bit about student life and ways to get involved on campus. We have over 1,000 registered student organizations, and so I can guarantee that you'll find something that suits your interest. For example, you might be interested in volunteering. I listed a couple that I'm a part of, like Cal Habitat or the Blood Pressure Project. But yeah, clubs are not only a great way to meet new people who have a similar interest as you, but also a great way to gain some professional experience. So we have lots of consulting clubs, business clubs, pre-med clubs, the list goes on. As for campus employment, we have the wonderful Career Engagement Center, which provides campus career services. So sometimes they'll have major specific career fairs, they'll offer resume support, counseling, interview tips, and so much more to help you navigate your career development and professional journey. And in terms of internships, UC Berkeley's quite close to San Francisco and Silicon Valley, so there's many opportunities to seek out internships in those kinds of areas. We also have study abroad opportunities. It's another great thing to look into. If you have an interest, I would completely recommend you doing it. I haven't heard one person that hasn't had a bad experience with studying abroad. And also, there's many opportunities to explore the Bay. Students get Clipper card to take the AC transit buses for free. So that's also another fun activity for students to do.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun experience to be a Berkeley student for sure, especially just being in the Bay Area. Um, yeah, so let's go into athletics. We are a D1 school. There's club sports as well, and intramural and recreational sports. Just if, like, let's say you want to like go play like some hoops, like basketball with friends, we offer tournaments for that. All our football games happen in our California Memorial Stadium. This is where the big game happens, which is our big rival game against Stanford. Definitely a fun experience to experience as a Berkeley student. If you like working out, there's the RSF, Recreational Sports Facility, which has a bunch of like equipment for you to use. We're proud to say that we have 246 Olympic medals to our name.
And our libraries and research. So we have many libraries on campus, over 20 of them. And so we also have many, many books, over 14 million volumes. You can see many of our libraries here on the images on the slide. There are also many research opportunities. A popular one is the Undergraduate Research Apprentice Program, or URAP for short, where students can work with a faculty member or professor on a research project. And yeah, there's also many departmental opportunities, so you can find some kind of research opportunity that aligns with the discipline that you study.
Okay, we have plenty of famous alumni and professors here at Berkeley, such as Stephen Chu of 1976, former U.S. Secretary of Energy, Jennifer Doudna, who discovered CRISPR, who won in 2020 Nobel Prize in Chemistry. And then there's a few more, like Chris Pine of 2002. He was in Star Trek, which is pretty cool. And another one I want to talk about is like Steve Wozniak, who founded Apple. Okay. Yeah, campus highlights.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about campus highlights. These are just a couple of examples of how beautiful UC Berkeley's campus is. You'll see squirrels running around, great sunsets, great view of the bay and just like surroundings in the city. I think there's a great contrast of nature here on UC Berkeley's campus in comparison to the bustling parts of UC Berkeley. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely quite the experience having that urban and rural mix here at Berkeley. All right, cool. We're gonna go on to our Q&A section.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live Q&A. So if you put questions in that Q&A feature, we're going to try to pick a few for the good of the group to answer live in front of everyone. So one question that I see, this is going to be an easy, quick one, is can one of you just talk about the Career Center, Berkeley Career Engagement, and some of the opportunities that they provide students?
Yeah, so I can take that up for you. So I've definitely been to the career center. I've probably been like maybe more than 10 times. I haven't really kept count. But I do try to go like a few times a year. I definitely take advantage of it, especially if you're coming in. Especially, I would definitely start having them look over your resume and getting some sort of guidance from our career counselors here at Berkeley, starting your freshman year. I know a lot of people don't take advantage of that and probably start looking at it like maybe their sophomore, junior, or even senior year. So definitely check that out. Our career counselors can look at your resume, try to make that optimized, make sure that goes um, through HR. Also, they will give you tips on networking. There's some interview prep that they can do. They can run through like maybe some mock interviews for you to make sure that you feel prepared for recruiting for jobs in the future. They'll also give you some resources on how to find internships and just how to get through that entire process. They've definitely made just just thinking about careers and like trying to figure out what I want to do much easier for me as a student. So yeah, it's definitely something I'd recommend.
Yeah, I'll chime in. Being a senior, I've been talking to Berkeley Career Engagement a lot, and they have been very helpful, whether it be advising, handshake, or their career fairs. Moving on, Milo asked a question. How easy is it to connect with teachers, or professors, GSIs, graduate student instructors? Are they too busy, or are they interested and willing to work with students? Maybe Hannah, you can cover this one.
Yeah, so there's many opportunities to connect with your professors. Your professors will have office hours set aside. So at least like an hour a week, they'll have this hour for students to just freely come in, for you to talk to the professor. This is honestly a resource that not many students take advantage of. I know some professors are like begging students to come to their office hours. So yeah, that's a great place to get to know your professor, make some connections, yeah, get to know them on a personal level. But your classes are also supplemented by discussion sections, which are taught by graduate student instructors, and they also have office hours of their own. They're also a great support. So yeah, they also have their own office hours where you can go ask for help and make connections as well.
Yeah, I just want to add on to that. Professors and like grad student instructors, GSIs in your classes can also be really great resources in terms of like just trying to figure out what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like I've come to office hours. Also, if I haven't explained office hours yet, office hours is like every professor and GSI will give like time and place every week that they'll put on their syllabus that they'll be available for, so you can ask them any question that you like. I love going to office hours, even if I don't have any questions about the material. I come in just to ask them for advice, and they've given me, just like things that I'll probably carry with me throughout life. Um, and it's not it could be, you could talk to them about nearly anything that you'd like I like to ask them about like, okay, how did you navigate your time like outside of graduation, and how did you like um figure out that you wanted to go into academia? I just like, it's a great place to just like find out new perspectives and just advice. So yeah, that's what I have to add.
Perfect. That was an amazing answer from the two of you. The next question that I see that I think is pretty cool is what has your experience been looking for research slash intern opportunities, or I guess just professional opportunities, and how did you find those resources? Were they found on your own, or did Berkeley or anyone else here kind of help you find those resources? And this could be to either of you.
I'll take that question. In terms of like internship opportunities, we have a plenty of like job fairs or internship fairs that happen here at Berkeley. Those are usually posted by a career center. That's why another reason for you to go to the career center starting your freshman year. I will say for these job fairs and internship fairs, we have lots of really well-known companies. Like let's say that you want to get into like investment banking or like consulting, they're definitely there as well. We also have some for tech companies as well. So I just want to mention that if that's some like a place that you want to work for, make sure to bring in like your resumes in hard copy, and that can also help as well. Um, for these like job fairs, internship fairs, probably I'd recommend just coming in with like an open mind and just there to learn, not necessarily to, okay, like please give me an internship. Don't like ask that. Just come in wanting to learn, and it usually is pretty smooth from there if you think like that in like that kind of mindset. Um, yeah. So through that, a lot of people can get internships. A lot of people also go through Handshake as well. And of course, like just like learning about different opportunities from people they know. Um, and yeah, I was able to find an internship through one of our internship fairs, and hopefully once I graduate, maybe I can find something from our job fair here at Berkeley. So yeah, that's a little bit on my 2 cents.
I also have something to add to that. Well, as a first year, I feel like finding research and internships can be a little bit intimidating. And so one way that I'm navigating that is by taking classes. So there is a Berkeley Connect class you can take, which offers like a smaller community of students, like typically within your academic discipline. And they'll help you navigate the whole like research and internship process and help you with like cold emailing or like creating your resume in general. So there's also that resource as well.
Perfect. That was a great answer. One other question that I see, this is probably going to be the last one live, but they're asking that they know that Berkeley is a pretty STEM-oriented school. Do you know if there's a lot of options or extracurriculars for arts and humanities students, social sciences students, just kind of talking about the non-STEM aspect of Berkeley?
I could probably take this one. Um, yeah, Berkeley does have a reputation of being a STEM school, definitely. But I will say that our non-STEM courses and our non-STEM majors is equally as great as our STEM courses and STEM classes. I am, I'm doing two social science majors, economics and psychology, and I thought I've my education and like the things I've learned from here from Berkeley, from inside the classroom and out, have been phenomenal. There's a lot of different like ways to get involved in like non-STEM oriented like activities. Like for business, there's a lot of different business clubs. There's a lot of professional clubs, and basically anything you want to go. If you want to go into law, there's pre-law fraternities, pre-law clubs. I'm sure there's pre-med clubs as well. Basically, any sort of like career path, there's probably going to be a club for you. We have over 1,400 clubs here on no 1,100 clubs here on campus, around that range. So there really is just endless opportunities for you to get into it. Um, and most clubs are as easy as just like joining. I will say that our professional clubs tend to be more to bend tend to be competitive to get into, but other than that, it is pretty smooth sailing from there. Um, so yeah, that's what I got.
Okay. Actually, one last question just to end it off. Is what would you say is something that really drew you into Berkeley? Like when you were committing to colleges, why did Berkeley stand out for you?
Yeah, I can start. So, well, I grew up super close by, so like Berkeley has kind of always been on my mind. But the decision wasn't always like so easy. It was my dream school, but it ultimately came down to wanting to really be personally and academically challenged. And my major specifically, nutrition, isn't super common. So I kind of took Berkeley offering this major as a sign that I would find the mentorship and opportunities and the resources needed to turn my interests into truly something meaningful.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna add on to that as well. Um, but yeah, so Berkeley, there's a lot of things that I really that really drew me to Berkeley. The thing I really loved was just like the location. I just loved being, kind of like being in an urban environment. Berkeley, if you step foot on our campus, like during when people have school, it's just so bustling. There's a lot. There's like a life. There's like a vibrancy to this campus, which I fell in love with. I also really love nature, and there's plenty of great hiking trails and great nature around here. I definitely recommend you guys check out like the Berkeley Marina or like um, just like places like in SF as well. Those are great places to see beautiful views around campus. I mean, around campus in the general Bay Area. Lots of places to explore. SF has great food and great landmarks to check out. I'm sure you guys probably know that already. Oakland has a diverse food scene as well. So definitely don't discount that. So lots of things to do, lots of, and it's also just like a phenomenal school for um, the majority of our programs here at Berkeley, and our professors are well renowned in what they do, and it's just a pleasure to learn from them. That's what I got.
Perfect. That's amazing to hear. I always love to hear everyone's Berkeley story. Um, well, thank you everyone for putting all your questions into the chat. We have so far had 101 questions, and we have been trying our best to get to all of them. But for the sake of time, we're going to move forward with the slideshow and kind of close us out and go over some logistics. Okay, so if you would like to do a virtual tour of the campus where you're kind of like walking through the campus, you can do our U Visit tour, which you can find at that link right there, uvisit.com/Berkeley, and it'll kind of walk you along campus with like a little tour guide, and you kind of get to have a virtual feel of the campus. I know when I was committing to schools, it was during COVID, so I used the U Visit as my way of kind of learning about the Berkeley campus. Please consider following us on Instagram and Facebook at Visit UC Berkeley. We post a lot of informational posts on there, as well as fun reels to kind of talk about life at Berkeley. So give us a follow. If you have any questions left, you can email tour@berkeley.edu and a campus ambassador will answer your questions. So if there was anything that didn't get answered today, you can email that to tour@berkeley.edu. You can also check out our Bear Talk blog at beartalk.berkeley.edu. That is a blog run by our campus ambassadors, and they all blog about different and fun things. I know I used to write for the Bear Talk blog, and I always had a fun time writing some little blogs. And it's just a better way of getting a more casual view of Berkeley through that student perspective. If you want to watch another virtual visit and maybe have different tour guides or a different host, or just see other questions being answered in the live Q&A, you can find them on our YouTube channel at Visit UC Berkeley. So if you thought, wow, this was so great, I want to see another one like today, you can go see one on Visit UC Berkeley's YouTube channel. On the bottom left is a QR code to the admissions presentation, as well as the link below that. So you can scan that and then have the link to register for that admissions presentation. And then if you want to book an on-campus tour, come see us in person, walk around the campus, you can scan that QR code on the bottom right. Our tour calendar gets updated about 3 months in advance. So you can check that out to see if there's any availability for when you might want to be coming to Berkeley. And with that, that is all of our virtual campus visit. We want to thank you all again so much for joining us today. And again, if there was anything that didn't get answered, email that email and we'll get that answer to you. And as our closer, me, Kail, and Hannah will do our Go Bears, and we'll let you all go along with the rest of your day. All right. So Kail and Hannah, please unmute, and we'll do Go Bears on 1, 2, 3. Go
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 Bears!
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 Thank you, everyone, and have a good rest of your day.